This is MIP. Get woke.
Some say my future not that bright. Some say I'm useless, unholy, and I'm not living right. But at the beginning of the day, look in the mirror and say, I am somebody. Oh. Well, I believe the future's in my hands.
25 minutes for the hour. Joining us now from Puerto Rico, or as Trump would say, Puerto Rico. The founder of the Rainbow Push Coalition, who's taking relief supplies there, the Reverend Jesse Jackson. Reverend, good morning. God bless you. How are you this morning?
Good morning, Mark. It's been quite a journey down here. We brought 158,000 pounds of product from Chicago. Puerto Ricans and African Americans in Chicago coalesced, and we sent what they need: water and food and generators and medicine and tarps, I might add. We had a plan on the ground to get distributed timely lands to churches with whom we are allied and community groups got the resource immediately. That's not true for everybody, I might add. The second concern is that we still have 80% of people in the dark. It rained yesterday, a monsoon type rain from 5 o'clock past midnight last night, and your people without mobility, without the roof on that kind of rain. So without a hurricane, it was rain on them for 78 hours without stopping.
What's the electricity situation, Reverend? Still most people without electricity?
80% of people in the dark. The governor now says there may be 4 months before it's up again. That's why I say children who want to go to school should be evacuated to the mainland, the relatives or friends, and that the sick should be evacuated to hospitals in the states, because as citizens they have that right. They can't. If you're sick on dialysis, you can get dialysis. You cannot wait, 6 months, for example, for that to happen. Now, in addition to getting product in, you have countries like South Africa and Brazil and Mexico and Cuba want to get product in because of the Jones Act. You must go to a U.S. port, name the Jacksonville to get down here. Rather than go directly to Puerto Rico. That is totally irrational. That was a World War II act that has no application to today's disaster thing. It should suspend the Jones Act and get product in here directly, and then once it gets here, the military should use helicopters to distribute to the mountainous areas. Yes, I took a helicopter trip across the island yesterday, a U.S. Army helicopter trip, and most people live in the mountains. They live in isolation. And when it rained last night, but they had no place to go. The hospitals did not have electricity to keep the machines on last night.
You said you took generators. Reverend Jesse Jackson with his folks in Puerto Rico. You took generators as well. Those generations were for individual homes or for hospitals or both?
Yeah, and both. But they need more generators, which GE could supply. They need generators. The thing about having a plan is 3.5 million people. It really is a defined universe of needs. You can quantify that you need generators for every household and for every hospital. You need medicine. You need water. You need food. Now, with 100 bridges down and 250,000 without a house, a place without a roof on the house, you can identify with. Now, I may have some great volunteers from FEMA, from labor, from churches, great volunteers, but not enough of them to go around to the sides of the island. Now, if Trump would suspend the Jones Act, that would help. Then have a distribution place in order. Secondly, some of the money they're getting is going to Wall Street relief, and the people still on an austerity plan. They should suspend Wall Street relief. They should do debt forgiveness, long-term low interest or zero interest loans for development. That's what we did for Europe after World War II. We forgave debt. We gave zero interest loans, 50-year loans, the government secured, and we gave defense, which is NATO. They need that kind of plan, and it must apply to the Virgin Islands as well. If Puerto Rico is in the margins, Virgin Islands is in the double margin, we must also get supplies to the Virgin Islands as well.
Yeah, the Virgin Islands, the same thing. Reverend J. Jackson with his folks likening Puerto Rico, where he is, to what happened, what was going on in the state of Europe after World War II. It's just that devastated. What about Puerto Rican people being evacuated to the United States? Is that still something that ought to be considered, Reverend Jackson?
Well, about 50,000 have, I might add. But we within 8 hours, we evacuated people from Katrina, say, to Houston, New York. You recall New York, Detroit, around the country.
Right.
People who are citizens in the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico have the right of evacuation, have the right to go from state to state without a passport because they are American citizens.
Mm-hmm.
So the sick should immediately be, I called hospital before I left to receive the sick if they can get there. The U.S. should do massive airlines. They shouldn't have to pay a gouging airline fee. Some fees are going from $300 to $1,500, no gouging.
Right.
They should be airlifted to hospitals and still airlifted to relatives who will get them in schools so that they stand a chance on at least missing a year of school.
How long will you be there, Reverend Jackson?
We'll probably leave tomorrow. We've got them this Saturday. Spoke to the church yesterday morning and visited some community centers, took a tour around the island, made sure that met with the Mayor Cruz, put on the phone with Congresswoman Maxine Waters and Congresswoman Weaver from Flint and Congressman Sylvester Houston hooked up with them. So if you just focus on if state governors connect with this governor and cities connect with Mayor Cruz, we can get the suppliers and we get the suppliers distributed. I'm convinced. Beyond that, the money the cities need is going to an austerity fund to help with Wall Street debt.
Right.
The president, he can negotiate a deal maker. Negotiate a deal with Wall Street. It's an unpayable debt, number one.
Yeah.
That's the burden they cannot pay. And the time that they need the money that they need to distribute to the cities and so distribute to Wall Street, which is not an emergency mode.
You know, I think it's very interesting what you're also saying in terms of states. It sounds like you're saying that in lieu of Trump, I mean, we don't know what he's going to do, but it sounds like you're saying, Reverend Jackson, in lieu of Trump, that states themselves could directly assist Puerto Rico.
We work out a church-to-church deal with churches send a plane load or ship load, as the case may be, and then ex-churches can pick it up at the port. State to state, church to church. We can get the product in. That's why I said to the governor, if you will quantify, if you need X number of generators, and you can project the number, given the number of 250,000 people, houses have been damaged, it's quantifiable. Generators and medicine, but you need, in terms of medicine, food, you need more than 1 day supply.
Yeah.
For example, 150,000 pounds of tuna off the port of Florida, they can't get in here. They don't have the transportation. We're going to pick it up today and bring it in here and distribute it. 150,000 pounds of tuna.
Right. How easy is it? Let's say I've got listeners listening and their church wants to help or get involved. What's the best way to do it, Reverend Jackson? How easy is it to get the stuff in there and even to get a plane? I noticed you actually, was it a partnership that you arranged with FedEx?
The FedEx has been so generous. FedEx has flown 70 missions here. FedEx has been more active at that level than the government. They've been very generous. FedEx gave us a plane, and brought it to the FedEx terminal and unloaded and began to distribute it immediately. So it may be Southwest, it may be Delta, it may be United. All those airline companies have cargo planes.
Yeah.
Now you can reach us and push at 773-FREEDOM, 773-FREEDOM. We'll try to help you direct and connect with an airline. But much like 150,000 pounds of fish in the port of Florida. The reason why the U.S. government cannot send a cargo plane to bring that product in today. Yeah.
You
see the little feed packages of some raisins and some potato chips and something. They need a much more robust diet.
Wait a minute, raisins and potato chips. That's what. Who's sending that in? The government?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very small package, and it should be a much more robust package.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
even if you have that on Monday, what about Wednesday? What about Friday? What about Sunday?
Yeah, you can't live off raisins and potato chips. What about?
I think it's a mistake to FEMA doing its best. There's not enough FEMA. FEMA's working hard on the ground, and the Army's working hard on the ground. There's not enough to correspond with the size of the problem. You know, we think of Puerto Rico as beach and sunshine and all that.
Yeah.
It's mostly mountainous.
Yeah.
50-some bridges are down. Accordingly, we flew over houses up in the mountains with no tarp and no top. It rained 8 hours, a monsoon type rain, even in the dark. And in the rain, with no place to go. That's that. And now the health hazard, you must drink that water. Or cook, be able to, you can't cook if you don't have that water. That is a clean supply.
Yeah.
You need water and need filters, water and filters.
Yeah. Trump is saying that Puerto Rico has to get itself together. We can't stay there forever in Puerto Rico. I don't think he realizes that it's part of the United States, just like he said he met the president of the Virgin Islands. He's the president of the U.S. Virgin Islands. I don't think his administration really knows that these places are part of the United States, Reverend Jackson, quarter before the hour.
In every war we fought, Virgin Islanders and Puerto Rico been as soldiers and as soldiers in the military. Even I met a number of soldiers from Puerto Rico who is in the military, for example, and the Virgin Islands who are in the military. These are citizens, and I'm spending my time not focusing much on Trump and his tweets, but things that happen on the ground right now.
Mm-hmm.
We get food in here and medicine generators right now. And if you spend all your time reacting to his tweets, you just slow the process down, I think. He can suspend the Jones Act so you can get more ships from South Africa to go from South Africa all the way to the U.S. and come back down to Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
That's a World War II strategy. It has no application to disaster zone and emergency matter.
Right. The Reverend Jesse Jackson, folks, 773-FREEDOM, especially if you, your community, your church wants to help with relief for Puerto Rico, contact 773-FREEDOM. The Rainbow Push Coalition can help get you going on that path and down that road. Reverend Jackson.
Mark, I wish that you would be a New York point person, New York really efforts out of New York. If you'll do that, if you will, I'll be very grateful.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. Let's talk about that. That's something we ought to do, because I know people in New York want to get more involved, people around the country. But again, 773-FREEDOM for those of you listening and you want to be involved in relief efforts. Reverend Jackson, you say you're coming back probably tomorrow?
I'm coming back tomorrow.
Okay.
We're changing automotive summit conference in Detroit this week on all the industries. We've got it.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that flyer.
We had 900 auto dealerships before the recession. Now we have 240.
Mm-hmm.
We never recovered. In the recovery, we took a big hit. We bailed out the auto industry, then bailed out black and brown auto suppliers and dealers.
Yes, sir. Reverend Jackson, folks, keeping his eyes on the prize, very busy. We'll be following up, folks. And Reverend Jackson's talking when you come back. If there's anything I can do to be helpful in the relief effort for Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, for that matter, I'd be happy to do so from here in New York. So let's talk about that, okay?
I will call you tomorrow, Wednesday morning. By the way, the NFL owners meet in New York tomorrow.
Yes, they do. They sure do.
At the headquarters, and they should be greeted in New York tomorrow when they get there.
I agree with that. Thank you, sir. Safe travels, Reverend Jackson, 10 minutes before the hour. Thank you, sir, and safe travels on the way back, okay? All right, take care. Reverend Jesse Jackson with us, folks. 866-99-SIRIUS, 866-997-4748 is the number to call. And of course, I didn't mention it when we were on the air, but we were on